Don't Touch Me, I've Got a Headache, written and narrated by Missy Wryn. The 2,000-pound Belgian Shire unloaded quickly, dragging his owner to the barn with a wary, worried look peeking through his long, curly forelock. The large, bony draft, Denny, stopped for a moment at the threshold to the paddock, then darted out to meet the neighbor horse next door. Denny fidgeted and stomped while his owner rushed with fumbling fingers to take his halter off and get out of the way as the greeting ritual began. The following day, I began my usual assessment with a holistic joining to invoke Denny's natural instinct to recognize me as his herd leader. His docile nature was promising as he connected quickly, following me at liberty forward and backward, only getting his feet stuck from time to time. To unstick his feet, I would simply ask him to yield his hindquarters by pointing with one hand as he followed my other outstretched hand as if he was on an imaginary lead rope. Denny was sweet and willing, until it was time for a little loving up. As I rubbed his head, I began to work my hands down his muzzle when he suddenly began to throw his head violently, nearly knocking me down. "What's the matter, big guy?" I asked as I tried to control his thrashing head. I moved my hands quickly back to his brow and cheeks and then tried a little touch retreat to work on desensitizing his muzzle. Denny met each touch with a head toss, only to find my outstretched hands reaching for his brow. As I settled him down, stroking his neck, I caught a glimpse of a furrowed eyelid beneath his long forelock. I pulled his forelock aside and saw deep, worried wrinkles in both his eyelids. The thought ran through my mind, headache. I knew I needed to check his teeth, but with this thrashing behavior, it was going to take some time earning his trust. I decided that grooming Denny would be a good next step since he had large matted hair clumps under his belly of dirt and fecal matter that I ended up removing with scissors. Denny had been in a stall 24/7 with an hour of freedom to run in an arena every other day that went on for a couple of months before arriving at my barn for training. This meant he had to lie down in his own feces and urine to rest, as his underbelly smelled like an outdoor toilet and fecal matter clumped into the matted hair. After snipping all the matted hair off and receiving a gentle curry and brushing, Denny was ready for me to take a peek at his teeth. I knew once I got a hold of his lips, I would have to be quick due to his dismay of the slightest touch of his mouth. I gently rubbed and loved on him, then swiftly touched his lips, asking him to let me look. He thrashed with each try, but I was persistent in caring not to hurt or pinch, just simply peek. The first glimpse revealed a lower left incisor jutting past the top teeth. The second glimpse confirmed the distorted tooth as I immediately released his mouth, giving him praise and appreciation, stroking his brow and neck to relax him. I assured Denny I would get him some help to relieve his pain, sympathizing with his now confirmed headache and its source. Denny's owner was deeply concerned at my findings and felt badly that all along she thought his furrowed eyelids were just his look. The dental specialist exam revealed a relieving diagnosis of a baby tooth that had not shed properly and simply needed to be removed. The shedding of Denny's incisors confirmed his age, he had no papers, and an additional top right incisor was removed as well. He still had his wolf teeth, to which indicated he had probably never received any dental care up until now. The next concern was getting Denny assessed by my equine chiropractor. Since Denny's teeth were misaligned due to the jutting lower incisor, my concern was the domino effect on the musculoskeletal system that neglected dental care can cause. Upon assessment, my equine chiropractor, who is a licensed veterinarian, found all 4 places in his head misaligned. As the vet made the last adjustment of Denny's head, the setting of the pole, it was an amazing transformation that was unmistakably a relief of pain. Denny's eyelids relaxed and furrow, wrinkled brow disappeared. The vet found Denny's right shoulder so stuck, it took 5 attempts along with a T1 adjustment to get the release. He had both floating ribs out along with his sacrum and hips, and by the time the vet was done, Denny was sighing with great relief, trying to follow the vet, Dr. Feelgood, as he walked back to his truck. The following weekend, Denny's owner came for a visit and was completely astonished at his new look. No longer did Denny wear a furrowed brow, and she could rub his nose and mouth while he stood soaking up the loving touch and attention. Denny's owner learned that day to listen and observe what he was saying with his eyes, body, and behavior. When a horse looks worried with a dull eye and refuses loving touch in an isolated area, consider the source of the look and behavior your horse may be trying to tell you, "I'm hurting, please help me." As you hear me say often, problems are not always training issues. Don't Touch Me, I've Got a Headache is a Do No Harm production written and narrated by Missy Wryn. For horse training equipment and tack, shop securely online at missywryn.com. If you have a question for me, email info@missywryn.com or call toll-free 888-406-7689.